Hello my dear students and welcome to Zenith Academy Online. My name is Shagufta Jaipuri and we are on part 5 of the chapter Chemical Calculations for GCSE year 11. And in this module we will be talking about atom economy. So in this module we will study what is sustainable production, how to calculate atom economy of a reaction to form a desired product from the balanced equation, and why atom economy is important in industrial processes. So students, in our last video we studied about percentage yield, what is percentage yield and how to calculate it. And in this module we will be studying about atom economy. So both of them combined together shows how much desired product is obtained compared to the amounts of starting material. And this study is very important in sustainable production. Now, what is sustainable production? Chemists and environmentalists all over the world have been talking about sustainable production, green chemistry and all. So, let us study what sustainable production is. Now, suppose there are the reactants A and B which are forming the products C and D. Right? Two reactants forming two other products. Atoms have reorganized. So sustainable production is the creation of products using processes and systems that are non-polluting. Okay. So when we are producing this, we have to make sure that we use such processes or such systems that causes zero or no pollution to the environment, and the products that are formed are also non-polluting. Okay. Second, conserving of energy and natural resources. So the processes or the chemical reactions should be such that we are using less of energy, okay, in production of those products, and we are using less of natural resources. So we have to choose the reactants very carefully. Then they should be economically viable, means production of these products should be economically viable, and it should be safe and helpful for the workers, communities and consumers. So whatever is produced should be safe, helpful for the workers, communities and consumers. It should not release harmful gases, the greenhouse gases, etc. So we can summate that sustainable production is the creation of products using processes and systems such that they are non-polluting, conserving of energy and natural resources, economically viable, safe and helpful for workers, communities and consumers. So the question is how to recognize such processes and system, how to identify that for production of a certain product which reaction should be carried out or which system should be followed, which process should be followed. So for that the study of atom economy is very important. Now, we all know from the laws of conservation of mass that atoms are not produced nor are they destroyed in any chemical reaction. They just rearrange. The atoms in the reactants rearrange to form certain products. For example, in the production of hydrogen from methane, you see methane is reacting with steam to form hydrogen and carbon monoxide. Here you are seeing that atoms are just rearranging. Here in the reactant side, what are the atoms? Carbon, hydrogen and oxygen. In the product side also there are carbon, hydrogen and oxygen. But here we are looking out for production of hydrogen gas. Okay, so our main aim is production of hydrogen gas. Okay, so if we follow this reaction for production of hydrogen gas, we see that carbon and oxygen are not there in the desired product. This is our desired product. So carbon and oxygen atoms are getting wasted to form a byproduct which is carbon monoxide. So this is a byproduct. We don't desire to form this product. We only want hydrogen gas. So here the atoms like carbon and oxygen are getting wasted to form a byproduct. Okay. So atom economy of a reaction is a measure of the amount of starting materials that ends up at useful products. So carbon and oxygen are not ending up as useful product. So atom economy studies or measures the amount of starting material that ends up as a useful products. Now this study is very important for sustainable development and for economic reasons to use reactions with high atom economy. So we should use such reaction for formation of hydrogen which gives a high atom economy. Here the atom economy is low because two major atoms are getting wasted here. So we should select some other reaction to form hydrogen. So now let us see where the atom economy will be high. Now the reactions that only give one product have the maximum atom economy of 100%, and these are the most economic reactions. Now we can see here the example of synthesis of ammonia. Here you can see that only one product is formed, that is ammonia, and there is no byproduct. And all the atoms, now which are the atoms in the reactant side? Nitrogen and hydrogen. So all the atoms are getting used to form the product. That is why this is 100% efficient, because all of the starting material is getting used up in the formation of product. Now if we see reaction of ethene with water to form ethanol. Okay. So here you can see ethene, there is a double bond, so it is ethene, two atoms of carbon, so eth, double bond, so ethene. So when ethene reacts with water to form ethanol, there is a OH group, alcohol group, it is forming ethanol. Now if you see, this is forming only one product, that is ethanol. Now what are the atoms in the reactant side? Carbon, hydrogen and oxygen. And all the three atoms are there in the product, carbon, hydrogen and oxygen, and there is no byproduct here, there is no byproduct. Okay. So the reactions in which only one product is formed, the reactions that give only one product have the maximum atom economy of 100%. Okay. And they are most economic reactions. So we can say that if half of the atoms of the reactants end up in the products, then the atom economy will be 50%. Now let us see how to calculate exactly the percentage atom economy. So percentage atom economy is total relative molecular mass. This is R is in the subscript. Total relative molecular mass of the desired product upon total relative molecular mass of all the reactants. For example, A plus B is forming C plus D, and the desired product is this. We want only this. Okay. So what will be the percentage atom economy? The total relative molecular mass of the desired product. We will take the relative molecular mass of this divided by the total relative molecular mass of all the reactants, okay, into 100. Now this is also equal to total relative molecular mass of the desired product upon total relative molecular mass of all the products. Now here there is reactants, but here I have written products. But we studied that atom economy is how much starting material will convert into the desired products. So this is perfect. But how come this? Because according to the law of conservation of mass, the total mass of the product side is equal to total mass of the reactant side. So if we write total relative molecular mass of all the reactants, it is also equal to total molecular mass of all the products. Okay. So if in a question the mass of the reactants is not given and the mass of products is given, we can substitute this. Now let's go ahead and do an example so that you understand the concept very clearly. Hydrogen can be manufactured by reacting methane with steam. So we have taken the same example. Methane is reacting with steam to form hydrogen and carbon monoxide. Calculate the atom economy for the reaction. Now we know the formula for percentage atom economy is total relative molecular mass of the desired product upon total relative molecular mass of all the reactants into 100. So first let's calculate the total relative molecular mass of the desired product. Now we know that this is the desired product and there are 3 molecules of it. So the relative molecular mass of the desired product will be 3 into, now there are 2 atoms of hydrogen and the relative atomic mass of one hydrogen is 1. So it is 2 into 3, which is 6. Now let us calculate the total relative molecular mass or relative formula mass of all reactants. Now these are the 2 reactants. Okay. So first we will find for methane. Carbon is 12 plus hydrogen is 4. So 4 into 1. So 4 ones are 4. 4 plus 12 is 16. So this is for CH4. Okay. So this was for CH4. And now we are finding for water. Now water, hydrogen 2. So 2 into 1 plus oxygen is 16. So this is 18. So I'll write it more clearly. This is molecular mass of CH4 and this is molecular mass of water. So the total molecular mass of the reactant side will be 16 plus 18, which is 34. So now we will substitute this in the formula. So percentage atom economy will be equal to total relative molecular mass of the desired product, which is this 6 upon 34 into 100. So when we calculate this, this comes out to be 17.6%. So you can see here that this is so less. Only 17.6% of the reactants have converted into the desired product. So that is why this method of production of hydrogen gas from methane is not a sustainable process because the atom economy is very less. Now let us see another example. Ethanol can be produced by fermentation of glucose as follows. So this is glucose. Okay. So glucose is getting fermented to form ethanol and carbon dioxide gas is released. Calculate the atom economy for the reaction. So relative molecular mass of glucose is 180 they have given and relative molecular mass of ethanol is 46 they have already given. So we'll directly apply the formula total relative molecular mass of the desired product upon total relative molecular mass of all the reactants. So it is given as desired product is what? Methanol, right? So methanol's mass is given as 46. Now we can see there are 2 molecules of it. So it will be 2 into 46 upon total relative molecular mass of all the reactants. So reactant is only 1 and there is only 1 molecule of it. So 1 into, this is the reactant, 180 and you multiply it with 100 to get the answer in percentage form. So if we calculate this, the answer becomes to be 51.1%. So 51.1% is the atom economy of this reaction from which ethanol is obtained from fermentation of glucose. So if we know the atom economy of these reactions, we will be able to decide whether it is a sustainable reaction or not. So let us understand why atom economy is very important in industrial processes. The less waste there is, the higher the atom economy. We understood that if there was no waste, no byproducts, only one product was getting formed, then the atom economy was 100%. So lesser the products that are formed, lesser is the waste. Okay. So less waste, there is the higher atom economy, the less materials are wasted. So less materials are wasted in production of that, less energy is used, so making the process more economic, greener and more sustainable. That is why the study of atom economy is very, very important, so that we select such a process in which the waste is minimal, the use of natural resources is minimal, the energy use is minimal in carrying out that process, okay? And therefore that process becomes economic, greener and more sustainable. Then the chemical industry is continuously working on chemical synthetic routes that have the highest atom economy. So suppose we want to form a certain chemical, certain product. So there can be many routes which will lead to the formation of that product. So chemists all over the world, especially in the industrial sector, studies the atom economy of all the routes and decides on which route is the most sustainable one. So the chemical industry is continuously working on chemical synthetic routes that have the highest atom economy and give the highest percentage yield. So we'll select, if suppose there are 4 processes by which hydrogen can be produced, so we will find out the percentage yield and the atom economy of all these 4 reactions, and whichever gives the highest atom economy and the highest percentage yield, that process is selected. So that is why the study of atom economy is so very important in industrial processes. So this was all about atom economy. I hope you have understood the concept very well. If you have not understood something, please go back in the video and watch the video very carefully. If you have liked the video, please give it a thumbs up and write in the comment box. Also, for all the GCSE videos, please subscribe to our channel and don't forget to tap on the bell icon. If you have liked our content, please share it with all your classmates and keep the learning on. Thank you and have a fabulous day.